Hey, Twister. Ooh, big proc. Big proc. Hey, Dippy Wow. Do I know if the Dragonflight meta achievement's going away? Tyvan? No, I think Tyvan is staying. A World Awoken. Yeah. Because even back from the Beyond... yeah, there was the Legacy version that was like, do it in time. But I think that they're moving towards it not being time-gated at all. Hey, Pokey Ghostly. It's late, yeah. Yeah, a little late. Why am I so suited up? I was casting earlier today, so... wear my nice shirts. To farm bronze, and of course to farm bronze, you know. You gotta dress for the job you want, flying through bronze circles. Accomplishing nothing. Is it too late to start Season 4? Or a good time to come back for a heroic player? I mean, you know, you're gonna miss out on much of the Season 4 experience, but you're not missing much. It's a good time to get back into it, to hit the ground running in War Within for sure. Yo, I have a Blood DK question. Are we still meant to run 2-piece when it comes to tier? Yeah, 2-piece is maybe ever so slightly worse than, like, Mythic 4-piece. Not because it's worse overall, but because just the extra stamina and armor from the higher item level pieces makes, like, new 4-piece at full item level maybe competitive, but unless you have, like... unless you have full Mythic new 4-piece, if you have, you know, 489 old 2-piece, yeah, you can keep that basically forever. Like, I upgraded recently to new 4-piece, but it's very marginal. It's, you know, you can do either one. You're going to get actually more overall damage from 2-piece, and the average survivability is higher, but you will have slightly more vulnerable windows when your old 2-piece isn't up. YouTube starting soon screen is still GG WoW themed. Yeah, I saw that. I need to make a new one, but the GG WoW one is pretty high quality, so I don't want to replace it with some Microsoft Paint stuff. Maybe I'll commission something. Find a nice artist. Won't answer the hard questions. The allegations are real. What can I say about the accusations from Tettles that I coached Ratnus' guild team? I'm pretty sure that those allegations are proven wrong by the fact that they've timed a single keystone. Hey, Blue HS. Thanks for the 2 months. Starting to think this tier list badge thingy is kind of pay to win. That's right. This entire channel is pay to win. Was there any standout moments this first part of Group B? Like, missed count, one-shotting the 21 Ruby was pretty impressive. Show of force. What mount are we getting today? I don't know. I'm just kind of farming bronze. I got everything I really want, so I'm just buying extra stuff that looks nice once I'm done farming all the extra bronze, but I've gotten all the mounts I really wanted. Hello, I've been watching the podcast and enjoying it quite a bit, and made me decide to return to WoW. Been having a lot of trouble finding a main. Is there any advice I could provide? Let's see. Do you know if you like tanking, DPSing, healing, or like everything? Do we think Echo is not on their best game anymore, or are they saving something for the global finals? They aren't. At least today, they weren't on as good form as Missed Count. I don't think that they are intentionally sandbagging, but when it comes time for global finals, you know, might they shift up a gear and, you know, be a stronger team than they were this weekend? Yeah, but I don't think the mechanism by which that would happen would be that they were saving anything. I think it would more be like they locked in, which has happened before. In fact, most of the times they look weak in a group weekend, they lock in big time for global finals or whatever. Tanking mainly? Okay. Yeah, picking a tank main can be tough because the styles are all pretty different. I would say, like, for me, if I could just play one tank, it would be Blood DK. That's the one that I love the most. And also a lot of A lot of tank players that'll be true for. But that's not for everybody. If you don't like Blood DK, I've personally been enjoying Prot Warrior recently, but really there's not a wrong answer there. Like, if you basically, you know, look at the tanks, pick one that seems fun, and then don't be afraid to be like, actually, this isn't what I like, and try a different one. Why did the Audi's wireless headset require a screwdriver to adjust the headband? I didn't know they did that. These are just... I guess the default settings have worked pretty well for my head, or at least feel like they do. But that is... I guess that makes sense, so that they don't, like, accidentally change settings, right? Like, so it doesn't slowly adjust over time. Is rating difficulty changing in War Within? Not fundamentally. Mythic is going to be cross-realm, I think, from the start, but other than that, it's same as Dragonflight. Blood Death Knight is your favorite too? Basically got your life in your hands? Yeah, that is one of the most compelling parts about it for, like for really performance-oriented tanks, for, you know, high-end players, it is a very appealing thing, is agency over your own destiny, right? And Blood Decay is that in a nutshell. Have I considered doing MDI and TGP? Yeah, I did time trials for MDI back in BFA. Back when, like, 8 teams qualified to a cup, and it was NA and EU in the same region playing for those spots. I think the closest I ever came was 10th when top 8 qualified, so a little bit off, but I have, like, tried a little bit in the past to compete in it. But ever since I started casting, no, casting is, I'm, like, okay at playing WoW. I'm not very good at practicing for long hours. And I am good at casting. And I am good at casting for long hours. So... And I enjoy casting a lot. Like, I like playing WoW, but I love casting, so... The only reason I would ever try and compete again would be if I wasn't able to cast, and even then I think I probably would I'd probably like co-stream instead, or, you know, do something else. Pandaria Remix? Yeah, not really. I'm just flying through the bronze circles. I don't actually want to do anything. I just like flying through the bronze circles. Dranos loves talking? Exactly. I love talking. Started playing in BFA. Were tier sets usually as fun as they were in Shadowlands? Or was that an outlier? Well, so there was only one tier set in Shadowlands, which was the Sepulchre ones. BFA didn't have tier sets. BFA, they took away tier sets that they'd had every expansion before then. In one of, I think, the blunders of the era. And they only brought them back at the end of Shadowlands. Have tier sets always been as fun as the Sepulchre ones? The Sepulchre ones were pretty good, I think, across the board. But yeah, usually they were, especially like the end of expansion ones. The Antorus ones were pretty sick at the end of Legion. Yeah, like the Vault of the Incarnates and Nerebar Palace ones are, I think, outliers in terms of being super simple. Although, like, the Molten Core ones were pretty simple too, if you look back but that's, like, you know, ancient history. This was 20 years ago. Whatever happened to the Titan Forge podcast? Hopefully Trell's doing good. Yeah, Trell got a normie job or something, so he mostly quit. Although he was back, we were doing some beta keys a couple weeks ago. It was fun. But yeah, I hope he's doing good as well. Aren't I way better than okay since I always beat last Mythic boss? I mean, yeah, I rated a pretty high level these days, but, you know, compared to the level of, like, the teams that win MDI and TGP and Race to World First, there's another chasm between me and them, especially in the ability to play for long hours department. For me, like, playing WoW well for more than, like, 5 or 6 hours in a single day, I start to get, like, mentally drained in a way that, you know, doesn't happen to me with talking. Remember Ian doing interviews about tier sets and insisting he could do better? Description of what he envisioned seemed to be covenants. Yeah, I mean, tier sets aren't a... It's not like it's in a system that's impossible to iterate on. But I do think that they're like an iconic part of WoW's. They're an iconic part of WoW's story or like history, and also they do a really important job, which is make the game different from tier to tier, like make your class play differently, as one of those things that like really adds longevity to the game. So I think it's good that they brought them back. I think, you know, I think it was fine that they experimented with taking them away. I'm never against trying something out, but I'm glad they brought them back. Nice shirt, thank you, thank you. Windwalker waiting room for you. Can't wait to get hit with a nerf bat 14 weeks in a row. Yeah, new Windwalker looks sick. I love how every single either pre-patch or beta or tier or whatever, Windwalker looks really good, and then it does get nerfed usually. But this tier for sure, Windwalker's gonna stay like fun and competitive. Hey, Kuro's TTV. Glad you like the content. Yeah, Brewmaster also looking good. I think that at least in Raid, it's definitely an open question where you're gonna bring your monk buff. I think if the beta went live like it is right now, at least one of your tanks would be a Blood DK. But I don't know the other tank spot. It could be Brewmaster, but you know, Windwalker looks pretty sick. Dragonflight soon over. In my opinion, what was the hardest boss this expansion? Probably Tindral. Like, the candidates are Tindral, Fireack, and Razagath. I think it's probably... It's probably Tindral. Tindral had the kind of difficulty that, like... I don't know, it didn't respond to getting nerfed in the same sort of way that that Fireack and Razagath did, and having that difficulty go down. What was the best boss, though? There have been a lot of good bosses this expansion, like Rashok, Sarkareth. I think just really solid bosses. Fireack had definitely the best phase of any boss this expansion. Phase 3 Fireack was really good when you were doing all or most of that phase. Tindral was also really sick for, you know, 30 guilds in the world or something. But that was cool. That was really fun as well. Yeah, I think Sark is probably a good answer. If Sark had a better P2, it would be a clear answer. Sark's P2 definitely lets that fight down. Sark P1 is... Dude, Sark P1 is, I think, a masterpiece of a P1. That's maybe the only end boss where P1 is maybe the strongest part of the fight as well. Yeah, P3 was good too. It was just P2 that sucked. What would Warrior DPS need to be viable to being meta in M+? Yeah, I think one of the easiest things they could do would be make Rally more effective in 5-player content. You do that, and then like that would go a long way. I don't know, and then also just they need to do a lot of damage or get some other kind of cool utility. Do I expect any major improvements to rogues before release? At this point, we have 11 days until pre-patch. I think the expectation should be that most classes and specs aren't going to change much more from here. Thanks, Dr. Blocktopus. Does Sark P2 suck because it was cheesed? No, it was just not a particularly fun phase, in my opinion. You didn't really cheese it. In fact, there was actually... You did quite a bit of gaming with, like, you know, getting your unholy DKs down and up with the haste buff and stuff. Yeah, like the ads, interrupting the ads, and like managing threat on them, and then also making sure that their pinky toes got dipped in the healing reduction puddles, and like baiting the puddles, baiting the breath. I don't think it was a particularly satisfying phase to execute. It wasn't particularly hard, it was just kind of annoying. I don't know, I mean, it wasn't an awful phase, but it was like a mediocre phase, sandwiched between a great P1 and a great P3. Haven't done anything since Season 4 started with WoW. Should I play Ret or Prot to start? You're a 20s, now 12s, Andy. Huh. I mean, so Prot Paladin, obviously tanking is like really good for getting invited to stuff, although this season, getting invited on a non-Vengeance Demon Hunter tank in the Pug world is quite difficult, which is annoying. It's a really fun season for Ret, so I don't know, I would be tempted to just slam Ret for the rest of the season. I mean, this is short, there's not much time left in the season, but Ret's definitely really fun. If you're missing the Fire Act Legendary, you know, then you're missing out on like a decent chunk of damage for Ret, but that's not the end of the world. That was one of the things this season that was a shame, was they didn't make that easier to achieve, easier to obtain. I think I need to try this. Flying might be the only way you're willing to farm bronze for one mount. Yeah, I've farmed, I think we're getting close to a 250,000 bronze farmed through flying through circles, which has been at an average of 7,000 an hour. So I'm pretty sure I've spent like closing on 40 hours just doing this at this point. I don't know, it's soothing, it's fun. Why is this weirdo with social clothing still? The event was 6 hours ago. Yeah, okay, but I don't want to wash another shirt. I'm not trying to do more laundry. Is the Fire Act mount and Druid form tied to the same chance, or 100% for the Druid form and only 2 mounts per kill? I think it's if you get the mount, you also get the forms and the Hunter Pat. So you need to like win the mount basically. Do I think Blizzard will ever add a tank spec to Shaman in retail? Probably not. But it could be a hype thing to do. I don't think it's particularly likely. Like adding mail to the set of armor types that can tank would be somewhat annoying for them. They could do. I mean, yeah, if they have an idea for a cool tank spec, you know, adding it to Shaman, doing it in the middle of an expansion like they did with Og could add some hype. I don't know. Do it at the start of expansion. But I think it would be weird. It would be the first tank spec with Lust. Yeah, which, I mean, that's not... I don't think that would be a deal breaker or anything. DHs do leather? Yeah, DH, Monk, and Druid all do leather. There are leather tanks and plate tanks. There's just no mail or cloth currently. A two-handed mace spec? Oh, I would assume that Shaman tanks would use shields, because Shaman already use shields. But I guess two-handed maces... Like, two-handed could be a... I'm pretty sure it would be like one-hander shield, because Shaman tanking, like, historically was always... Not that it was ever really historically supported, but to the extent that it was in Classic and stuff, it was one-hander shield. What's more fun to cast? MDI, TGP, or Race to World First? Probably Race to World First. I don't know, I mean, MDI and TGP are great. But Race to World First has a special kind of vibe to it that is unique. Like I don't know. It's got kind of a summer camp feel to it. You're in the same place as your buddies for a couple weeks. You know, hanging out. You know, sleeping, casting, hanging out, raiding 24/7. And then, like, the cast itself has a good mix of downtime where you can just screw around. It's good. It's a good time. It's a special event. What headset is this? It's an Audis Maxwell. It's like $300 or something, so... But I figured I'd spend half my life with a headset on, so it was worth. Hello, Mr. Ratnos. I hate myself and I'm doing Lore Master on a Horde character. I want to swap to Alliance. Is this going to screw me over at all? I have no idea. My suspicion is yes, but I don't know. I have no idea how swapping would affect that. Hey, Kiri MW. Race to World First has to be more fun. You don't even raid, and watching race coverage is a blast. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would watch Race to World Firsts, even if I stopped playing WoW. Alright, good night. GN. Who are some of my favorite people to cast with in the past? I mean... I like casting with everybody, of course. Of course. Some of the people, let's see, recently casting for Echo, people that have been especially, I feel like Fat Boss Alex, you don't see him too much around WoW stuff anymore, but he's a really fun person to cast with. Preach, obviously, also, like, you know, you're not gonna beat his, like, breadth of, I don't know, he's got like such a breadth of history knowledge of WoW and stuff because he's really old, and he's been playing forever, and so that adds some gravitas to him when he's casting. But also he's got this ability to like fill however much space is left open in a conversation. He will fill exactly the amount. He's like a gas, right? Where he'll just expand to fill whatever container you need him to. And so I always know, like, however much I want to talk, he will fill exactly the rest of it to make it a complete product, which is always cool. Yeah, I mean, those are just some. There are great. A lot of great people to cast with at both the Liquid and Echo races that I've done. Those are some that jump to mind. Calling him old and gassy while trying to compliment him? I'm not trying to compliment him. I'm trying to flame him subtly. No Tettle shout-outs? I mean, of course, Tettle's, you know, one of the first people I ever casted with and stuff. Always a fun dynamic. Yeah, thinking back to like the Liquid races. God, I guess it was at the time it was complexity limit ones. Oh, another person as well, Nagura. If you ever cast with her, she's another person where it's like, it's a very easy casting shift. You ever paired with her? Although I've dodged her most of the time in Race to World First. We've like swapped between Liquid and Echo, except for this last race. We'd gone to like opposite places for most of the last few races. Even if I don't really watch Preach anymore, that guy was born to be an entertainer. Yeah, 100%. Who do I recommend for bear guides? Do I do guides on bear druids? I would say I don't really consistently do guides for any spec, but I sometimes make guides for whatever spec I play in a given tier. But that's not consistent what I'm playing for, or what I'm playing in any given tier. I don't know if there's any consistent bear content creators. Dorky historically played bear, and I think he's made some Guardian guides this expansion when it was good in Season 2. I don't know if he has continued it. Yeah, you're probably just looking for generic good tank content creators, of which there are certainly several. Is the Dratnos from Dratnos Guild team me? Yeah, those are my guildies. I'm not on the team, but they're my guildies. Oh my god, hi Kalmazi. What do I think of hunters having a talent called Quick Load? No opinion. Is that a silly talent name? That sounds a reasonable talent name to me. Yeah, I don't know. Is Dratnos Guild team the team name? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they named themselves that. I got a DM like a month ago that was like, hey, hypothetically, would you be okay if we named our team Dratnos Guild Team? And I was like, all right, you know, go for it. You loved it when I had to refer to Dratnos Guild Team by name? Yeah, I mean, I was kind of surprised that Blizzard let it through, but that's funny. It's a funny name. It's good bit. Hey, Steel of Balls. Just one more step towards renaming Pop Tart Corn Dog to Dratnos Guild. Yeah, I don't know. It's a funny name, but I don't like the idea of like it's not you know, my guild. I didn't make it. I don't. It's not a dictatorship. It's really a collective thing. It's all of us. But it is a funny name. But I wouldn't want the you know, a silly TGP name to lead to people getting the mistaken idea that like I'm responsible for that. Like I had nothing to do with that team being as good as they are. That's all them. It's a communist guild, exactly. Is Jason still in the guild? He, Fireack, I think, is going to be his last tier. He's quit WoW. Or at least he's threatened to currently, but, you know, will it stick this time? He's quit WoW before, but I feel like this time feels like it's more final. But he's still, like, he's been grandfathered into all the guild, you know, channels that normally only raiders can stay in and stuff, so he's like, you know, even if he's not playing WoW, he's still like a guildie. Hey, Corey. You never quit WoW, you just take breaks of different length. That's true. That is true. Lock's pretty fun right now. Yeah. It was what? It's Hellcaller AF that looked super sick. I know, because I know they've swapped through. It was like Hellcaller Destro for a while, right? With the Overfiend or something. Was that Hellcaller or was that Diabolist? Is he leaving for IRL reasons or just not having fun? I think a little bit of both. You know, no king rules forever. I quit WoW after the first patch in BFA, came back in Shadowlands, and that was awful. Ooh. Yeah. Dude, I wonder how many people returned to WoW or, like, tried to return to WoW in Shadowlands and just got, like, bashed in the face by Shadowlands and were like, nope, never mind. Actually, I'm out of here. What do people think about TGP having the same comp for every dungeon? Yeah, I mean, it's a very natural thing for TGP in particular to have the same comp in every dungeon. Although you'll note that the team that did best today, in fact, played the different comp. They played the Frostmage instead. So there is still, even in a season as solved as this one is, which this is a particularly solved season because there was such little class balance this season, and no new set bonuses or anything, or any new trinkets, anything like that, really. But even in a season like this, there's still a little bit of room for a team having a good idea. Although, I've heard people on Team Mist Count say that it's not so much that they think Frostmage is better, it's just Hearthjax is really good and wanted to play Frostmage. So, you know, that's cool. I hate that the MDI and TGP are the same comp. I want to see a bear tank pop off. You got to be the change that you want to see in the world. If you show up tomorrow playing bear, what's your team going to do, right? Are they just not going to... Are they just, you know... They can't stop you. You know? You could do it. They literally have no counterplay. There's no recourse. Plus, if you play Bear, Ellesmere can play Paladin. Because you'll be covering Druid buff already. And then you and him can form like a, you know, a power block that stops everybody else from complaining. When you start thinking about your team counterplaying you instead of your opponents, I mean, look, if you're a tank, I've literally done this season. I actually literally did this season to Dorky. Dorky, he wished me to do keys like a couple months ago. And I was like, okay, how bad do you want to tank? Because I want to play Front Warrior. And the answer was bad enough that they let me play Front Warrior, so it happens, you know? If you're a tank, you wield a tremendous amount of power. You're in demand. You know my rat tendencies? I wasn't even ratting. We did like 17s. The Warrior's good. Dude, Pro Warrior's sick. That spec is OP. I don't know. That's it all it suffers from is a very, very minor case of not being a Vengeance Demon Hunter. That's literally the only problem with this pack. Don't we still have a month or so before War Within? Yeah, I'm opening up the waiting room early. This is like it's like, I don't know if there's a good analogy. I don't really know. Is there stuff that people queue up for a month in advance? What's the longest people have queued up for something IRL? Memorial TV, thanks to the Prime. An MRI? Ooh. That would not be a good thing to be, like, you know, intense waiting for out in the street. That'd be not good. I was thinking more like, you guys remember, like, midnight launch parties? Or midnight launches of games? When people would, like, camp out outside the GameStop? Cat party. Thanks to the Prime. PS2? Yeah, something like that. I wonder what the longest somebody, you know, set up a tent outside a GameStop for.
That's stupid. You're stupid.
GameStop? Yeah, that's right. I said what I said. I never did that. I was a little young to, you know, camp outside a GameStop for Halo 3 or whatever, but I do feel like that's a part of my culture that I didn't experience. People camping out to buy Phantom Menace tickets? Ooh. I didn't know that was a thing either. Yeah, like Wrath of the Lich King release, TBC release. Back when you had to get the physical discs and install them off of the discs instead of just downloading the game. Whew. We've come a long way. Technology's gotten very good. Yeah, people would camp outside of Best Buy, right, for the Black Friday sales. But that's usually like camping out for 8 hours or something, right? Not for days. Yeah. Damn it. I've been yoinked. Hate to see it. I installed Windows 95 from 3¼ inch floppies. There were 49 of them. Does that date you? Yeah. Yep. Windows 95 came out the year after I was born. If the 95 is accurate in its name. With that Mormon missionary look, that's me. Circuit City? Ooh. I do remember Circuit Cities existing. Picked up WoW Cataclysm from GameStop at midnight. Think that was the last one. Yeah, I'm sure they stopped doing them at some point once you could actually install. I know even for some of those expansions, it was like you could download it or you could get the discs, right? And if you did get the disc, you still had to like patch, but it was a much smaller download. Best part about being a PC gamer was not having to wait the night before a game release dropped, unless you just wanted the hard copy. Yeah, once Steam came out, that was when it all changed. Someone said I was looking like a 3 Club member earlier, a billionaire, and the TGP mods deleted it. Yeah, the TGP mods they're pretty aggressive about like moderating the chat, which I understand why. They're, you know, especially if you don't know what something means. There's some mean stuff that gets said about some casters sometimes. They want to err on the side of not letting something through, but I imagine that's the reason why is they just didn't know what it meant. Something like that. Gonzi86 thanks to the sub. Or they thought for some reason that it would be, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. It's a hard job moderating like a big chat that's associated with a game company, because people can be pretty nasty in like official game company Twitch chats, especially if it's a company like Blizzard that a lot of people have negative sentiment towards, right? Yeah, plus 3 commas only is that is kind of insulting actually. Hang on. You like the Curse of Ra copy pasta for Dratno's guild team? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I pasted that in in the caster Discord at one point, like right after one of my shifts ended, and you could like hear the other casters try to not crack up in the middle of their shift. Was good. Can't wait for WoW on iPad. I don't think they'll port it to mobile or to iPad anytime soon. But I guess, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that if you wanted to set it, like you could already play it on Steam Deck. There's pretty good support for it, right? Yeah, I wonder how long it'll be until like an iPad has a good, you know, bootstrap way to put WoW on it. Apple showed it at their dev conference. Okay, then, yeah, cool. That'll be sweet. Yeah, I know they've had apps, but the apps have always just been like, oh, pop open the WoW app and you can read your guild chat. You know? Do your mission table. Look at a world map and see what world quests are up. And it's like, okay. None of this is actually what I want to do, right? Like, that's not playing WoW. Yeah, I remember back in Legion. God, I remember being in LA for something and having doing my follower missions or whatever, my covenant, not my covenant, my follower table missions from my phone. How is it you watch 7 ads, then right after they're done you get 6 more ads? Yeah, Twitch. I'm sorry. Do we need to redesign healing for WoW to work on consoles? Yeah, there's some way that it works on Steam Deck if you're setting up a healer, right? Or does it just bad? I'm sure there are add-ons that give you good, like, customization of how you select who to heal. Been watching since BFA. God, how is this one so hard to fly through? All right, I did it. Been watching since BFA. Been loving the Potty C so far. EU friendly or EU viewer, so kind of hard to catch streams usually. Yeah, I don't usually stream at a particularly good EU time. Obviously, like right now, it's 6 a.m. EU time. So sorry about that. But thanks for stopping by. Glad you liked the content. We ain't gonna get Dratnos in the 4 comma club if you don't watch your ads. Exactly. Exactly. I need another comma. We looking fancy fly out here? Oh, yeah. Hey, Flakes. Peak OCE watch at work time? What time is it in the... What time is it in OCE? It's got to be like 4 p.m.? 2 p.m. Okay, I was close. I was close. OCE gang? Yeah. Yeah, because I know that I watch Honestly Raid... And it's like 3 a.m. here, so I was thinking they're probably like a little bit behind. Yeah, plus 1 day ahead, of course, right? 8 hours behind 1 day ahead. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Drano's first $1 trillion sole proprietorship. That's right, we're getting close. Gonna be live for a month straight. That's bold. Yeah, I am taking this opportunity to officially announce an uncapped subathon stream for the next 1 month. I think this will be really good for my health. The stream will be live continuously until War Within comes out. Certainly not for the next 2 hours and then I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, is right. M3XM, thanks to the Prime. That's not good for your health. Forget mine. Okay, all right. No one man could handle all that chatting. I think you might not be familiar with my game. You just go to a break screen and then play reruns repeatedly? Ooh. Ooh, hang on. I think we might be onto something here. Yeah, imagine... I call it an uncapped subathon, but I actually play clips for 14 out of every 24 hours. How does that... Hang on. Guys, I think we might have invented the next big thing on Twitch. How many bronze am I getting per hour for doing this? 6,500 currently. You can tell how distracted I'm getting, but based on whether this goes below 6,000. That's how I'm. If I'm locked in, I can do 7K. put up a picture of a tier list, like Growl said. Growl didn't even put up a picture of a tier list. Growl literally played the same tier list video from Dorky's channel every day when he went to get food for a month, or for like a couple weeks or something. The exact same video. And every time, at least according to his story, every time he would come back, there would be more viewers than when he left. Yeah. Which, you know, goes to show you the power of the humble tier list. Favorite mop zone to fly through? I actually think it's Jade Forest. At least for the bronze, Jade Forest is fun. It's definitely not Vale. It's definitely not Krasserang. It's maybe Valley. Valley of the Four Winds is really nice as well. I like this part of Krasserang Wilds. I like this little circle of bronze up here. This is a good little dopamine hit. If you mention that story every hour, you could feasibly put your title as talking about tier lists. Yeah, that could farm some extra viewership. That could farm some extra viewership. I feel like the waiting room title has... I remember it being pretty good for viewership last expansion, at least. I remember when I had Dragonflight waiting room in my title, I had good viewership 2 years ago, so... I don't know. You can't believe you're watching this? Exactly, see? I don't know what to tell you. I can't believe it either. My apologies. What Blizzard UI element in War Within is now improved enough to not warrant an add-on? The spellbook is getting a lot better, but I don't think people used a spellbook add-on before. But if you did, base spellbook is getting real good. Yeah, the world map is getting some new, like, logos and stuff, but I think you'll still use a world quest tracker thing. I don't think other parts of the UI are going to replace add-ons, really. More talent builds? Yeah, I'm still going to use talent loadout manager thing. Just because I like the functionality of it a little better. BRB stealing my stream title? No, you can't have it. I need this. I need this. Gaidar, thanks for the 16 months. It's a flying yap TY for YouTube vids? You're welcome. Anytime. I've been an LFR in Remix just listening, realized I'm flying around for bronze. Yeah, this is definitely less bronze per hour than LFR, but I don't have to do anything. And doing things is among my least favorite things to do when not doing something is an option, you know? Especially after a busy day, get home, you know, shoes off, mop remix, fly around through bronze circles for 5 hours, disassociate. It's a good vibe. This isn't a bronze stream, it's a yap stream with with stimming. Exactly. Exactly correct. Looking great. Thank you, Ski Boots. Thank you. Imagine how lame this would be without dragon riding and just regular flying. Good comms, yeah. Dragon riding's got to be one of the single best things to have ever happened. Like, as a species, one of our best accomplishments. Proflex, thanks to the gift sub to Emilzia. Wow, thank you very much. Where's the blankie, though? Dude, it's such a hot day. I don't know. I don't know about the blankie. I don't know about this one. I'm already sweating. This is not good. It is cozy, though. Woo Sage, thanks to the Prime. Firetrace, thanks to the Prime. Oh my god. Chat, we are approaching a hype train. This is crazy. This never happens on this stream. I'm not one of those good streamers that gets hype trains usually. Will I give a speech if Dratnos raid killed wins TGP? I think I'm in danger of giving a speech regardless, yeah. Kilma, thanks for the Prime. Oh, wow. We did it. It's a hype train. That's big. I can't believe it. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Kilma, for procking that. A hype train while yapping and flying in circles, yeah. They said it couldn't be done. Glaive 93, thanks to the Prime. That's a good year. Not quite as good as 94, but close. Alright, yeah, this is too hot. I can't. Dude, I'm already sweating in this thing. This shirt is like... This shirt is very, very light material. But it's such a hot day. It's like 78 or something in here. But I don't want to turn on my AC. Pizza delivery boy. Thanks for that Prime. Take the shirt off? I don't think you're allowed to do that. I think you can stream without a shirt, but you can't take your shirt off on stream. And you can't make being shirtless part of the... Like, you have to just do it without mentioning it, I think, if you're trying to... I think that's the rule. I don't know. This is one of those things that I heard about a little bit and it was interesting, but I don't really have any intention of ever streaming shirtless anyway, so I didn't look into it too much. So that's... I could just be making up what the rules are, but that's what I heard the rules were last I heard. JMedia1, thanks for the gift sub. Dranos is so hairy, it'll... It'll still look like I has a shirt on. It'll actually look like I've got a sweater on, yeah. It's not good. The hair situation. Literally year-round sweater. I need more Dratnos pull-up progress videos. Dude, I've been ramping on the pull-ups. Last month I was doing like 6, but it wasn't actually with full range of motion, which Twitter told me when I posted a video of it. Now I'm doing 8, and I have the full range of motion as well, so I'm getting powerful. Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. How much do I weigh? Like 170 pounds. One-arm pull-ups when? That sounds... I'm not a math expert, but that sounds twice as hard. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that at all. If my guild team wins, I'm doing max pull-ups on the stream. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe soaking wet, I weigh 170? Hmm. How tall am I? Okay. So here's the thing. I'm almost 6 feet tall. Almost. But... You know, if you're a stickler for being actually accurate, it would be 5'11"-ish, 5'11 and a half or something, you know? But, like, if you round at 6 feet, like, I would round it just because you know, it's a round number and it's close. But then people are rounding 5'9" up to 6 feet, and I don't want to seem like I'm one of those people. So, like, I guess 5'11", I would say 5'11", you know? Just use the damn metric system? Well, there's no way to know how tall I am in the metric system. I literally can't count as high as how many centimeters I am. I don't know. That's got to be over 100. I can't go that high. $172, 180. See, 175. There's literally... Exactly. There's no way to know. What the fuck is a kilometer? Exactly. Why no decimeters? Don't ask me, ask the metric system. They invented decimeters and never use them. Dude, oh my god, the metric system stuff. The metric system imperial system rivalry is so funny. I can't get over those memes. Those things just crack me up. Say you're 6 feet. Okay, let me see. What is this print screen? Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, but look at that height chart. See, it starts the Giga Chads at 5'11". Anonymous gifter, thank you for the 50 subs. Thank you very much. Whoever you are. That is incredibly kind. Thank you so much. Let's see if you hit anybody I know. Terrasant. Oh, that's one of my guildies. Wow. Don't think anybody else that I recognize. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. How much do I weigh? 170 pounds, or I don't know. Some amount of kilograms, some amount of stone. Those are the EU measurements. I don't know. I don't know the numbers in those measurements. I don't know Cruiser. Oh, I must have scrolled past him. Yeah, I know him. My alert frame was cutting the names off right in the middle, so it was really hard for me to see what all the names actually were. So I'm sure that I missed some more that I recognized. You agreed with my point on Fahrenheit being better than Celsius. 0 to 100 is much easier to understand. 0 is cold, 100 is hot. Exactly. Fahrenheit is just it is just better for, I don't know, it's better. If you want to be like a stickler and be a Celsius guy, just go the whole way and be a Kelvin gamer. Like if you're gonna be a nerd about it, just use Kelvins. I don't know. You're about 230 tuna sandwiches high. That's pretty tall. That's very tall. You're probably the tallest human alive. If I had to guess. Very flat tuna sandwiches? Oh, then okay, then maybe normal. Guys, careful. Dratnos knows magic and can blow you up with his mind. Yep, that's true. I can cast the Curse of Ra. I don't know who started that copy pasta, but somebody put it in my guild. One of my guildies put it in guild Discord a while ago. I wonder if he then put it in Twitch chat or if he stole it from Twitch chat. I think playing League at 1 a.m. is not good for your mental health. Yeah, Robs, playing League at any time is not good for mental health. That's what I've learned. Learning Brewmaster, what's your biggest tip to understanding Stagger? Let's see. If it's red, it's a lot. If it's green or yellow, it's not as bad. If it's red, that's time to press Purifying Brew. And if it's not, then it's maybe time to press Purifying Brew. I'm glad I could help. What's the bronze to threads ratio? I think you get a thread maybe like every 3 orbs you get a thread. Who do I main in League? The character I played the most in League is Thresh. But I haven't played League. I play League in little spurts when I have friends that I want to play with until I realize I don't want to be playing League. So like, I don't know, 6 months ago, me and my guild were playing it for a bit, and then I rage quit at some point. Dranos a challenger? No, I'm not very good at League. The highest I've ever been in League was Platinum. And that was in 2014 as well, so that was a long time ago. Rage quit? Yeah, rage quit is the past tense of rage quit. I can regale chat with Pro Tour stories. I've played in 1 Pro Tour, and not for very long. Yeah. I don't even know if I have any good stories. I had a really funny joke I told, but you kind of had to be there. It was really. You guys just have to trust me on this though. Just imagine I said something really funny and you laughed really hard, and that's how that went. Which Pro Tour? Pro Tour Fate Reforged. Which deck did I play? Storm. Which, that is a cool deck, but that was not a good deck for that tournament. Hype Train level 7? Yeah, oh my god. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter, once again, for the Anonymous Gifties. Single-handedly fueling the Hype Train. Storm Enjoyer? Yeah, Storm... I feel like Storm is the Blood Decay of, like, Magic decks, where, you know, if somebody's a Storm Enjoyer, if a tank is a Blood Decay Enjoyer, like, I don't know. There's some... that's kind of like the purest form of, at least, combo decks. It was a good time. But again, was not a good deck for that tournament. Am I nostalgic for BFA? Some parts of BFA, yeah. I don't know. Nostalgia is not an emotion that hits me often. Or I would say not like a... It's something I feel for a lot of, you know, the past. But it's not something that ever drives me. Like, I'm not a classic player, for instance, even though I do have a lot of nostalgia for, say, TBC and stuff. Funny to play Storm during Twin versus Amulet Bloom. Yeah, Amulet Bloom was a much better deck that I didn't know about when I locked in Storm for that tournament. Got a mate who manages Liquid's Dota team. Nothing quite puts the WoW esports scene into perspective. Them watching those guys always hooked up in penthouses, etc. Yeah, WoW esports is definitely a lot more, you know, low-key. Although Race to World First has had some, you know, like Liquid are playing in a facility now, right there, the Liquid facility. Echo have had a bunch of pretty cool venues. Haters will call them warehouses, but, you know. What is a venue but a warehouse that you've converted into being something cool? I liked Tindril so much, I'm pretending Mop Remix is the Orb phase. Tindril Orb phase was a good time. That was absolutely a good time. New X-Pack equals new Race to World First. Can't wait. Yeah, me neither. Race to World First is one of those... It's one of those times that is... Like, before I ever cast a Race to World First, I loved the weeks of the Race to World First, just following it. And now I get to do that and also, like, cast for it, so it's also just, like, an exciting time for that, too. So those are usually the best weeks of the year, for sure. Valdrakken versus the new capital city. Who wins? I haven't spent a lot of time flying around Dornegal. Dornegal definitely had a lot of flavor. My early guess is that Valdrakken is going to be higher on my list just because it's more vertical. And so flying around is kind of more engaging. But I don't know. Anything's better than Oribos? That is true. Oribos... I don't want to be dramatic, but Oribos might be the worst thing to have ever happened. I'm not sure. It might be. Show you the new capital? All right. I'll log in. Hang on. We'll take a brief detour from Mop Remix. So go check out Dornegal. Horde BFA. You're talking about Dazarlor? Dazarlor was not... Dazarlor did not have a great layout for convenience. It was at least flavorful. Swaggy shirt, thank you. How long until War Within releases? Oh, only like 40 days. 41 days, something. Okay, I gotta swap over to beta. War Within beta. Oh yeah, Tazavesh. Dude, imagine if Tazavesh was the capital city of Shadowlands. That wouldn't have fixed that expansion, but it would have gone a long way. Got the caster fit on, that's right. Okay. Pop open the beta. Do I have people in my guild who absolutely love doing all the extra mechanic stuff, like seeds on Fireack or seeds on Zymox and Nathria? I wouldn't say love, but there's definitely people in my guild that are like mechanics doers. Okay, let's see how long it takes me to get to Dornegal. Dornegal speedrun. Wait, this guy's level 1. What have I done? I have to make a new character because my characters on the other server are on the max level server, so I don't think I can get to Dornegal. All right, guys, it's gonna take a sec.
You are a soldier of the noble.
Gonna take a sec to get to Dornegal from level 1. Oh no. Usually people that play Hunter at a high level do it because Hunter normally ends up being given those duties. Yeah, the Hunter in my guild is definitely not a mechanics enjoyer. Like, he'll do mechanics. He'll be good at them. He'll do them consistently. But he likes doing damn more than anything. Okay, that's what I gotta do. War Within level up. Let's make a Worgen. A Worgen Warlock, how's that sound? Old Asek Jifisapod. Do we flame Orc for his nameplates because they're abominable? I haven't even seen his nameplates. Haven't seen what they are. Okay, yep, get me to the Isle of Dorn. Does Orc have Hunter content? He has sub-only VODs, and he makes a decent amount of money each month from other hunters subbing to get his sub-only VODs. So that they can, you know, copy his stuff on fights. I think that's the extent of his content, though. Okay, flying mount. What? Why is this not dragon riding? The Nerubians swarm the skies? Oh no. This didn't used to happen. Okay, I'm gonna just try running and see if the Nerubians will stop swarming the skies at some point. If you do the first few quests, you can get skyriding. Would be quicker than walking there. Yeah, but surely the Nerubians aren't swarming the skies forever. Surely they aren't swarming the skies if I get all the way over here. Right? Once I'm in the Isle of Dorn. Right? Oh no. Oh no, chat. Oh no. Alright, I guess I have to go do this. This is catastrophic. Okay, I gotta keybind auto run. Put that on tilde. This is so weird, I'm keyboard turning. I don't have anything bound. What am I? I'm Affliction. Okay. Surely I don't need talents. Okay. Alright, we'll do the first few quests. We'll get the Nerubians off of my back, and then I can go fly around the capital city.
We have to push forward, or we'll be slaughtered.
Just cast some Corruptions and Agonies. How does that sound?
Rescue who you can along the way.
Yeah, that seems good. Maybe a Seed of Corruption? Wow. Where's Malefic Raptures? Anybody have any idea where that is on my bar? Do I have it? I do. Oh, it's number 7. Okay, I didn't even know that was what the icon looked like. 7. Okay, yeah, I thought, dude. I'm not used to the icon Alright, we're good. Cast a couple number 7s. Thought it was bluish. Yeah, maybe that's Soul Rot? I don't know. I think it's kind of fun how Dragonflight's going to go down as a much better expansion than WoD, despite similar raid content. Yeah, I mean, Dragonflight did a lot more building up a baseline for, like, WoW. Right? Dragon Riding came in. Yeah, so Dragonflight came with Dragon Riding and also the talent overhaul. In addition to, like, a WoD level of content. Whereas WoD just had garrisons. And garrisons were... I don't know. I think even if garrisons were appealing to you...
Are you alright?
I think especially if you were the type of players that garrisons were for, you were acutely aware of what they weren't, right? And not living up to what they could have been.
We've got to find them.
Dagon, wait!
Yeah, I guess Dragonflight also came with the Profession overhaul. I feel like the Profession overhaul... I guess it landed.
State your business.
Okay, Emergency Health Stone. Oh, cool. Nice, okay. Dragonflight also came with AUG. Yeah. These things happen. What hero talents am I playing with? I didn't unlock hero talents. I'm literally just trying to fly around the capital city to compare it to Valdrakken, but you can't fly until you do the first few quests.
I got the wool pulled over my eyes.
So I do some questies. Dragonflight was good. The added quality of life, talents, easing up on the FOMO grind gearing. Not perfect, but much better than some of the more rigid systems. And honestly, I think a ton of specs felt fun throughout. Just your 2 cents? Yeah, I agree. I think Dragonflight... Like, the stuff that was unique to Dragonflight was probably... It's probably fair to call it, like, mid. But the stuff that Dragonflight has added to the game for the future is all good or augmentation of Ochre, which, you know, augmentation of Ochre... Nitpicking about augmentation of Ochre is a pretty niche thing to be complaining about as well. Like, you have to be a decently high-end player for that to be really obnoxious, I'd say. What's this thing? Malfunctioning Spire. Oh, this is like a rare? Or, yeah, rare. Okay. Yeah, the Dragon Isles were a cool zone as well. Do I think they'll iterate on these later to beta reworks up till launch? Or will they be locked in once pre-patch hits and we don't get anything till the first 0.5 patch? I would guess that when pre-patch comes out, there will probably be like 4 or 5 more spec or hero talent, like medium-sized reworks, but most specs will be staying with what they've got at that time. But I could easily imagine being wrong in either direction.
We need help. Magni's in trouble.
Shaman's actually not in a... So Shaman...
Magni can't hold off Xerix much longer.
Resto Shaman is... Sleeper OP as hell right now. Like, Resto Shaman is, I think, the first healer you want currently. And it's not even a tuning-based thing. It's, like, just the fact that you've got Sky Fury coming from them, and also they are providing, like, Ancestral Vigor to your whole raid. So I think that... Like, Resto Shaman looks really, really, really good, and it looks good in a way that's resilient to tuning getting worse. Like, it could do 30% less healing than it does on beta right now, and I think you'd still want one. Yeah, the biggest way that they could nerf it to prevent that from being true would be if they gutted the, like, health and, like, the Ancestral Vigor stuff. Why is this thing so healthy? How do I kill this thing? I just have to hold it off? Okay, I'm probably close. Oh, I didn't have UA on anything. This is my first UA of this character. Yeah, it does seem like Enhance and to a lesser extent Ellie. Like, Ellie they've done some cool stuff for. It's cool spec design there. Enhance definitely got a little owned. But the thing is, Enhance isn't far from being cool and good. Like, Enhance mostly just needs, like, 3 more talent points or something.
That I defend the core way. I must return to Dornegal.
Okay, we did it.
My storm riders will
We've
gather
got
the rest of the survivors.
our
Now, take
dragon riding. What do I think about Disc? I don't have an opinion on it. Haven't really tested much with or as it. I played a little bit of Holy. That was fun. But yeah, I don't really have a good opinion about. Like, my suspicion is you're playing one healer priest, and I don't know which spec or anything. Okay, so here's Dornegal. Yeah, so this is the city we're gonna be flying around. I don't know. I feel like it's not as flyable as Valdrakken. What's this thing? What are these orbs? What happens if you fly through these orbs? This could be a game changer. Okay, I got 1 resonance crystal. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That is tremendous news. That is tremendous news, chat. Nothing has made me happier than learning that there are orbs for me to fly through in this expansion as well, randomly in the zones. Resonance crystals. Purchase rewards unlocked from Renown. Yeah, I mean, look, even if I can't really use them for much, that is big. That's big for me. I love flying through orbs. I'm a simple man. I see orb, I fly through it. Did I see we're getting a 6th map device slot in Path of Exile? Yep. That looks pretty cool. My favorite part about Path of Exile is Path of Exile is just this game that is like giga complicated, and everybody who plays it is the type of person where they can make these teaser posts that are just like, we changed a plus to a multiplication sign, and everybody just loses their mind about that in the replies. They're like, oh my god, this is so cool, right? It's like, we made quality on weapons go from additive to multiplicative, and everybody's like, whoa. Log in. Yeah, log in. I don't know, next PoE League, I'm going to play SSF, I think. Just chill. So hopefully hopefully the league mechanic is good and I can sink a few hundred hours between August 1st and August 22nd into it. 6 out of 10 city, you think? So I think this is a cool city, but I don't think it's going to be particularly cool to fly around. Like, I think if you were walking around a city, this city has a lot of character. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in it. Like, it is reminiscent to, like, Ironforge as well. It's got that dwarven architecture. Some of the areas are very flavorful. You've got, like, these random, you know, hot springs and stuff. I think there are NPCs in at least one of the, like, bath things. Maybe not that one. You got these cool buildings up on the side. Yeah, there's a cool forge. There's all these underground pathways and stuff that you can go in to get to different places, and like, this is all very cool, but it's not particularly fun to dragon ride around this kind of location, right? Like, this is neat. If you couldn't dragon ride, I think the city would be pretty, like, this would be a cool city to traverse in a game like The Witcher or something like that, right? Or Skyrim. This would be an awesome Skyrim city. But I don't think that it's a good dragon riding city compared to Valdrakken, because there's just not, like, you mostly just fly over everything. There's not really much going on vertically. Yeah, it is probably nicely laid out for convenience, which is nice. But I do think that the flying around aimlessly experience here will be worse than it was in Valdrakken. Yeah, it is a little bit more spread out, which is, you know, again, it's kind of nice. And that's not a problem because there is dragon riding. You can get from, even in a spread out city, you can get from one side to the other in no time. How about flying around Hallowfall? Yeah, that's a good idea. How do we get to Hallowfall? Is that in beta right now? I think there's an underground path somewhere, right? Big hole in the middle of the capital? Okay. If I chosen what flying mount I'll use, I think I'm going to stick with Fire Act mount or just random favorite. Okay, this thing? This the way down? Hell yeah. Kind of glad to not be in Val anymore. Yeah, I think that's a very fair take. Is just like, it's new, right? Yeah, last time I was on beta, these pathways didn't work. Oh, you can feel when you phase, when you shift there. Okay, this is the way to Hallowfall, yeah. Yeah, this zone is something else. Valdrakken was always a bit laggy for you, but you liked it? Yeah. I like Valdrakken. This zone is, you know, it's spectacular. This is one of those spots where it's just like, I don't know. Like, if you ever are like worried that WoW is losing it or something, like, at least when you fly into a zone like this, it's like, okay, there's some stuff that they have very much still got, like creating I mean, basically just any job that you give the art team, they're gonna smash it out of the park, right? Or the zone design team. I don't know what team does these, but whatever they're being paid, it's not enough. Shadowlands, as bad as it was, also had very visually impressive zones. Yeah, Shadowlands zones weren't bad. Like Revendreth, great zone. The problem with the Shadowlands zones was that they were all desynced from each other, so it didn't feel like it was part of a broader world, right? You're gonna AFK a lot in this zone, yeah. And then this is the way to Azkahet, is it? Looks like it. I do have unspent talent points as well. Wonder if I should spend those at some point. Ardenworld Enjoyer here, fight you? I won't fight you. Ardenworld's a great zone. The zones do need more orbs. Yeah, the orbs are sick. Okay, this is the Whispering Chasm. Which it looks like is just... Okay, this is just... We're entering Azkahet. I see. Gotta get further down. What world tree is part of these routes? I guess this is probably a Myrdrasil that we're under? Because the Dragon Isles are... Dornogal is like up... I guess it's not on the world map yet, but I think it's up here. So maybe that is a Myrdrasil's roots. No? No? Next to Pandaria? Okay. Maybe they're just... Maybe it's not a world tree's roots. Maybe they're just roots. Eluna here? Okay. I didn't know we had another world tree out there. That's cool. No, the Hallowfall crystal isn't the sword. I think that's been confirmed. That's a different thing. Amanthul ripped it out? Oh, I see. So they're roots for a tree that's no longer there? That's cool. Man, world trees don't have a great life expectancy on Azeroth, huh? Yeah, I don't get it. Amanthul gets rid of a world tree and everybody's cool with him. Sylvanas gets rid of a world tree, and all of a sudden, she's the bad guy. It sounds like a double standard to me. It's blatant horde, you know, hatred. Just because that world tree happened to be inhabited, all of a sudden everybody's like, oh, you can't burn that down. Like, okay. I don't know. IDK, there was a lot of fire. Yeah, you know. I live in California. What I've learned is if you got a big wildfire, it's because you haven't been doing enough small wildfires to keep the, to keep all the, like, brush down. It's just bad wildfire prevention tactics from the Night Elves, you ask me. Yeah, I gotta do some controlled burns. That tree was not a redwood? I think the wood was briefly red. Did I ever get the Tyvan mount? Yeah. I guess not on this character because this is a beta character, but yeah, I got Tyvan 2.5 months ago or something now. Travis needs to do a stand-up comedy set at the next BlizzCon. I don't know. I feel like that would not go well. I don't know. I guess maybe. I feel like I'm better off the cuff than if I had to prep something out, but maybe I could. Beta being turbo unstable for you? Yeah, it's that is a common beta feature. Drano stand up with Ian as the only spectator. Dude, I got so I got pretty flustered when I met Ian at last BlizzCon. I was like, "Hi, big fan of your game," and then I didn't know what to say. It was kind of ugly. It wasn't good. Seems like a nice guy. Yeah. Did I meet Metzen? No. Well, he said something about, like, looking forward to a video from me on the stuff they were talking about or whatever, and I was like, you know. That kind of caught me off guard. I don't know what that means, glocked out. Do I think Metzen does M+? I have no clue. No clue. It's like meeting God and him telling you he listens. That's a sentence for sure. Yeah, I don't think there's music in this zone yet. Let me see. I do think I have it on. Where's sound? Yeah, I think it's just not in for this zone. Only recently did they add the loading screen music. Watching Preach chat with Ian is peak content. Constant jabs back and forth and good fun. Yeah. Yeah, Preach is really good at, you know, he's really good at being instantly comfortable with anybody and also making them comfortable with him. That is one of the many talents he's developed over his extremely long life. Did I meet Morgan Day at BlizzCon? No, but I did do a dev interview with him before 10.1 or something. So I did speak to him at that time. Preach is just annoyingly good at the whole social thing. Yeah, that is very, very true. Every time you see Hallowfall, you just get reminded there's an ocean there for them to put things on the other side of, since the surface of Azeroth is getting pretty cluttered with continents. Yeah, the thing that I'm reminded of is that somehow there's like an ocean above, right? Like what's above here is an ocean, right? We're not under a continent here, are we? We're under like this area now, right? Or something? So like, I don't know. It seems remarkable geologically that this place doesn't get flooded. Left of Pandaria? Oh, left of Pandaria. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Hollow Earth, baby, they're onto something? Yeah. Maybe there's some magic from the crystal that's keeping the water from coming down or something. Okay, we're on the Kalimdor side of Pandaria, so we're over here. Okay. Interesting. It's a big cork. Oh, man. So if this crystal comes out, then just water shoots in, eliminating all life here in Hallowfall. Yeah. I guess from the world map, it looks like there's walls in the sea. Also, I doubt they would do another underground thing next expansion. Actually, we know where the next few expansions are going, right? We know that Midnight is under Keldon, or is Keldonas or something, right? It's just reinforced with Flex Seal. Oh yeah, that's right. Could you imagine Billy Mays just slapping this crystal up in here, selling you on its on its water stopping effects? Yeah, I think they talked a little bit about the general plot of Midnight, right? Was some like a march on the Sunwell of some kind or something. Something to do with the Sunwell, I think. I could be hallucinating this. Bro, Billy Mays never even endorsed Flex Seal. He died in 2009. Wow. That's weird. For some reason, I have them associated in my head. Maybe it's just because Flex Seal is one of those, like, has an aggressive sales, pitch like Billy Mays did. Nice shirt, thank you. Want a Billy Mays joke for my stand-up routine? Sure. Always happy to steal a joke. Is the legendary fishing rod unlocked for the warband? I doubt it. But I don't know. What looks to be the worst of the new dungeons design-wise? Maybe Dawnbreaker? Dawnbreaker has some interesting stuff, but it also has some very nasty areas in it. Like, Dawnbreaker has some cool stuff in theory, but you are also spending a lot of time in, like, it is in Hallowfall. You're spending a lot of time, like, flying into this city, and it's just packed full of mobs, and you're, like, trying not to pull a bunch of random extra stuff. And so it's that part seems like it's going to be really annoying, and the mobs also just do a lot of annoying mechanics. Yeah, I don't hate the idea of dragon riding in dungeons, but in this one in particular, it feels to me like it's going to be a dungeon where it's like, okay, we need to very precisely land, like, on this spot because, there's a patrol over here that we don't want to pull or something, and then, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I say that not because I'm super pessimistic about the Dawnbreaker, but that is the thing that I'm most worried about any of the War Within dungeons. If anything, it's the returning dungeons I'm least excited for, like Mists and Siege are not ones that I'm particularly thrilled about going back to. But all of these I'm pretty open-minded to. Yeah, Mists has gotten quite a bit of suspicious changes to it. Necrotic Wake has actually gotten some really good changes to it. Necrotic Wake I was originally skeptical of, but I think they've made pretty cool now. There's still some stuff at the end of that dungeon that I don't like, but I think that dungeon has improved. Mists, I think, has... What's the opposite of improved? It's gotten worse. Is there an antonym to improved that I'm just forgetting? Devolved? Deproved? Deproved sounds like a good word. We should make that a word if it's not. Regressed? Okay. Yeah, I feel like regress is the opposite of progress. There's not really like a direct antonym to improve, right? You guys have some good words for sure, though. Worsened, degraded. Worsened is probably the best one. It's weird that there's not one that has prove in it. Really makes you think. When will we have DPS tier rank time? No idea. I'm not sure if I'll put out any tier content. If I do, any tier list content. If I do, it'll be like in the opening weeks of the expansion, not in the lead up, probably. Looking forward to Priory the Sacred Flame. Think that dungeon has such a good aesthetic? Yeah. Impair. That's a good word. Disimproved. Yeah, I like that. Capital City tier list? I mean, a Capital City tier list for me would be just like, pretty much everything would go in S and then Oribos would go in F. I guess not everything would go in S. It would be like Borealis would go in S or something, and then most other stuff would go in A. Yeah, this is Priory. Priory happens in this place. Dude, look at this dungeon. Like, look at this building. I think we can even look into it from over here. Yeah. Yeah, this is where the, like, end boss is in Priory. And you've got the crystal just out the window. What's flying over there? Yeah, there was some enemy, huh? This. The Guardian. It's a squid. You're worried that because of Chaos Brand, Vengeance Demon Hunter will remain the meta in Keys forever? Yeah, I do think one Demon Hunter... I think it might be Havoc next season, maybe. Definitely, Chaos Brand is a big deal. But I don't know. I feel like in M+, like, if Vengeance isn't super tanky... It doesn't have a lot of sigils anymore. If Havoc isn't doing good damage, at least good damage, I think people will drop the DH because Chaos Brand is nice, but you know, 5% of a group's damage or 5% magic damage in a 5-player setting is a lot less important than it is in a 20-player setting. Especially because there are other good raid buffs you could be bringing in that slot too. Not as good as Chaos Brand probably, but I don't know. Like, yeah, it's definitely like a strong tiebreaker in favor of Vengeance or Havoc if they're close otherwise. Think I need to fight the Guardian? I'm pretty sure that thing's just going to kill me if I walk near it, but let's find out. Yeah, I know DH hero talents are in a bit of a state right now. But, like, that's kind of more of a fun thing than a numbers thing, right? Yeah, Vengeance Demon Hunter without Illuminated Sigils is definitely... Hopefully they buff that spec to make up for yoinking that. Mark of the Wild Guardian Druid, yeah. Yeah, Lunar Bear looks pretty good for Keys. I don't think you play Druid in the Claw in Keys, really. Although I'm sure Dorky's going to try it. I'm sure if you zone into a Keystone with Dorky, that guy's going to be in cat form half the time. All right, the Guardian. What you got? It's just a floating squid, man. It doesn't do anything. It's just a squid. Oh, it hit pretty hard that time. Hang on. I think I got crit. Okay, get me out of here. I'm scared. I wonder if that will be there or if this is just like a beta meme. Just putting that thing in. But then rip Resto Druid, yeah. Yeah, certainly it's hard to imagine a comp that includes 2 Druids. Not impossible, but they would both have to be like really highly tuned. Way to go, streamer. Totally missed your world-class joke. Oh, I'm sorry. My chat's just moving so fast these days, given how incredibly famous I've become. I can't read every comment anymore. I'm sorry. Decatriarch Rathai will come back riding the Guardian. I missed Decatriarch Rathai. That was a cool character. I hope that it does come back. I hope we see more of her. I think Prot Warrior could be great if they stick to the philosophy where mobs chain cast. The AoE kick is amazing. Yeah. Yeah, Disrupting Shout's good. Spell Reflect's good. AoE Stormbolt's kind of cool, although... You also got Shockwave. You got Shockwave for free now. You don't have to give up a capstone for it. Really nice. I think Blizzard considers the CDR on Sigil of Flames the make good on Sigil nerf. I don't think it's... Yeah, I think if they are thinking that, you know, Vengeance Demon Hunter play rate numbers will disavow them of that notion. Next patch. What's the coolest NPC they added in all of WoW? Immediately my mind jumps to Faerun Lothar, or whatever her name is, in this area, but I think that's just because I'm in this area. I wonder if she's in this zone. Yeah, Bonsamdi's a good choice. Rastakhan, yeah, I wonder, where does she live? Is it in this place? There's a lore master here. Gammon. Khadgar would maybe be my choice for old characters too. Dude, Khadgar. Just like Khadgar during the Gul'dan fight is a vibe. Is this? No. Okay, I don't think she's... Maybe she doesn't live in this area. Maybe she lives over by this Dawnbreaker. Oh, yeah, Sire Denathrius. Ooh. Sire Denathrius is tough to beat. The Trash Loa. Oh, yeah. Kiting being the tank meta is terrible. Retweet. Yeah, that was not good. That was a tough time. Kiting should be like a tool that gets used rarely. That should not be the default ever. When he does the keep pressing champions against Gul'dan, yeah. When Khadgar, yeah, you know. We can stop him. I know it. And he's just there casting 0 damage arcane barrages like all arcane mages do. That's a vibe. What am I maining in War Within? No idea. Absolutely no clue. Some tank of some flavor. I feel like we're going to want 1 Blood DK, at least. But I feel like my co-tank wants to play Blood DK because he's been playing Blood DK all of testing, so I think he's going to get Blood DK if we only want 1. So I'm going to have to play whatever the other thing we want is. Which I don't know. I don't know what that would be. If the beta came out like it is right now, I have a sneaking suspicion it might be Guardian Druid. Mostly because the other Druid specs I don't think we would necessarily want one of. Am I willingly tanking next X-Pack? Yeah. Somebody has to do it. Might as well be me. What tank's been the most fun for me on beta so far? Prot Warrior, I think, has been the one I've been enjoying the most. But at least if the beta went live like it is right now, you'd play some number of DPS warriors, so no need for a Prot Warrior for buff. I love Potty C. Are we looking to get more guests outside of Growl? Yeah, we're definitely open to it. One problem we have in our workflow is that we don't really have like a person who thinks ahead and contacts guests. Titanforge had Tettles doing that job. Potty C, usually when we realize we want a guest, it is 20 minutes before we hit start recording. Which makes securing a wide variety of guests a bit of a challenge. Yeah, we could. I've been trying to make Franck do it. My opinion is that Franck should just do everything and have a lot more responsibility and less pay. But he seems to disagree with that, so I don't know. Get Preach on for the last one before Race World first. Dude, that could be cool, yeah. Was there animosity over with Tettles over doing Potty C? No. No animosity. At least not on my end. I don't think so on his end as well. I think we're cool. We're all good. Franck is the dude who's in the background holding up the WoW community. Let's not overstate his importance. He edits the Potty C and Max's YouTube channel. And he used to do the rewind videos, and now he doesn't even do those anymore. Like, that's not a lot of work to be doing to get credit for holding up the WoW community. What was the reason for swapping to Potty C? So for a while I was doing Titan Forge and Potty C, but we stopped doing Titan Forge when Trell quit. We could have kept it going and found a new third. It's definitely an option, but it seemed like kind of a natural point for it to end. Where is the Dragonflight rewind? Yeah, Franck isn't making it. He's had enough. I think the answer for why is it was an awful lot of work for not a whole lot of reward. Especially once big streamers started reacting to it and getting a bunch of views on their reactions, but then Franck's, rewinds got less views when that was happening. Yeah, I mean, if somebody makes a... I mean, the thing about those videos is that the editing quality on them was very high. It's not just a clip compilation, right? Like, it's a clip compilation made with love by somebody who is a true fan and was following along with the game and with those streamers for the whole expansion as well. So they're big shoes to fill. Somebody could if they wanted to, but it would be a passion project probably for anybody who did it. Like, it would probably not be... Anybody who could do it well would be earning less money per hour than doing pretty much anything else with that skill set for that time. Get Miraz on Potty C when TGP's done? Oh yeah, Miraz is an all-time GOAT yapper. Ringing Depths, yeah, I need to head back over to the Ringing Depths. I was trying to go there, but then I ended up getting Dashka head again. I'm not super used to this terrain. How bad is it going to be to play melee versus ranged with these M+ changes? Yeah, I'm a little worried about playing melee next season in M+. Like, I like the idea of moving difficulty from M+ into dodgeable swirlies and, like, away from frontals, for instance. And I just think that if they're going to do that, and if they're going to make all melees have short range again, which I don't think they should do, they really need those swirlies to not be as big as that mist one they implemented. That thing is an abomination. Also, some of them should just target ranged players as well and not melee. Yeah, I can get to Ringing Deeps. It's over here somewhere. I just took the wrong highway. Pog, you're a sub. Yeah, an anonymous gifter gifted 50 subs earlier. All melee need to have warrior melee range. That is how it's going to happen in War Within. All of the melee range enhancements have been culled. Which, I think it's good that all melee are equal on that. I do think, like, maybe Serve, identity-wise, could be one that stayed at longer range, but I think that all of them being equal is nice, but they should have all been made equal at the long range, not the short range. Doesn't Serve still have range? No, they culled that as well. They just got it a couple weeks later because they forgot about it or something. But yeah, it's really frustrating to play short range, like short arms melee with whenever you like you're just forced out of melee so often with current mob design. Isn't Rhett still ranged? Rhett has abilities, like there are specs with abilities they can cast at range, but their auto attack range, you know, their Crusader Strike range, those sorts of effects are 5 yards now. Not. I think Rhett. Did Rhett have a range enhancement? I don't remember. I don't think they did, so. Yeah, I mean, there certainly are still specs like Serve and Rhett. It's true for both of them, and Enhance as well, that you have buttons you can press outside of melee range. Outlaw has that too. You know, you can do things outside of melee range. It's just not, you know, good, right? Like, it doesn't feel good to be forced out of melee on those specs. Rhett did have one? Okay, yeah. That's gone now. Have I done all the flying races in retail? I didn't do the Eastern Kingdoms Cup or the Outland Cup, I think. But I did do Kalimdor and Northrend. Hey, Daniel. Thanks for the 3-stream watch streak. You leave for a bit during the mop stream, come back to see me doing the exact same thing on beta? Yeah. Yeah, it turns out there are orbs you can fly through on beta as well. This is going to be a good expansion for the old dopamine. Top tier gameplay? That's me. Top tier game player. Alright, I think I will swap back over to Remix soon, though. Maybe once I find out what happens when you fly up this thing. Oh, you can't. Okay. That is good. You used to be able to? Yeah, maybe I just hit an area that has a invisible wall. Nope, there's one. That's sad. What do the orbs give? They give 1 resonance crystal each. What do resonance crystals get used for? Rewards unlocked from renown. How many of them do you need? I don't know. What's the first class I'm leveling when servers go up? It'll be one of the tanks. I don't know which. I don't know. Warrior? It could well be Warrior. Bear? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and get all 6 tanks during the early access, so. Kind of not a big deal which order I do that in. Surely it's whatever I'm maining. I don't know. I probably won't know what I'm maining until September at some point. How are you going to do that in 3 days? How long do you think it's going to take a level a character? It takes like 8 hours each. Also, I think early access is actually going to be 4 days, not 3. You're doing Druid VDH Monk first, because the XP bonus per max level tune, and then slow tanks after that. That's smart, yeah, doing the fastest first to get the XP bonus ramping. You know what's the plan? Dungeons? I'm probably just going to quest mostly. I don't know. I kind of, conceptually, I've sort of written it off as something I'll definitely be able to do with time to spare, so I'm not worried too much about min-maxing it, because there's not anything else to do during early access anyway. What XP bonus? So one cool thing coming with War Within is each character up to 5 that you hit max level on gives you a stacking 5% increased XP gain on the account. Would I go to Gatorland with you if you bought me a plane ticket? Decent chance I'll buy my own plane ticket. Yeah, I mean, I'd come hang out, sure. When? WTF? I want to go to Disney World in Florida. I haven't been. I want to check it out. Maybe I don't know. Like after this race or something. Just tell you a time you're down. Okay. Yeah. I'll have a look at the old schedule. Yeah, we could live stream from Disney World. How's Kalamazoo not gonna ask all of chat if they want to come? That's tough. That's tough, chat. Yeah, sometime after Prague is done or something, so... Yeah, I don't know. Is Disney World open / what's the weather like in, like, November or whatever in that state? It's good? Yeah, there's no hurricanes, right? You only proc hurricanes in the summer? Really good? Swamp-ass hot? Ooh. Exciting. It's okay for a bit in November, starts getting colder. It's a dream September to April. Okay. Yeah, all right. So maybe maybe I come hang out sometime then. Could be a vibe. Could be fun. Do a little IRL stream. Do a little we could do some crocodile wrangling. Go visit the swamp. Do a crocodile meat barbecue. Is that the meta around there? Hang out with THD. Florida is one big happy swamp. Get THD to go? Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Bay's face, thanks for the 100 bits. Cheesy Gordy get a crunch on you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wow, Big Brock. Big Brock. Take Dorky out of TGP prison. I'm pretty sure Dorky is East Coast. I don't know where. But I don't think he would do an in-person thing, probably. He's New York, okay. I got some guildies in that area. He sounds like Northeast. Yeah, I don't have a good accent. I don't have a good East Coast accent differentiation ability. Can I do a bit where I refer to them as crocolisks and constantly ask where their extra legs went? Yeah. I do an accent where I could do a bit where I send Kalamazoo to go collect some gator eyes, and there's none of the gators actually have eyes. Only 1 in 10 drop an eye, and it's just one of them, somehow. My accent's cool? I don't have an accent. What are you guys talking about? I talk normal. You guys have accents. Ask Dorky to say big numbers on the next potty C. Like the word big numbers, or just get him to say like billion, million. I have Oxford English. I don't really have I don't think my accent's particularly like English. I definitely have some California mannerisms as well, like some NorCal. The word like gets injected into a lot of my sentences. Somewhat against my will, but also I've kind of stopped fighting it. I don't really care. The man of the people accent, exactly. Valley Girl Dratty, nothing wrong with it. It's a good accent. My like usage is normal. Yeah, I do say hella. I do say hella sometimes, but not often. Not often on stream as well. That word has been part of my vocabulary before. Am I from the Bay Area originally? Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in San Francisco. When is the beard coming off? Could be any time. I like it. As of right now, I like it. The day that stops being true, it's gone. Shaving it off. But about a month ago, I was close to shaving it off, and then... But now I'm pretty... I like it again. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think I'm shaving it for now. It could happen though. Any day it could happen. The whims of fate are fickle. God, what is this? Oh, this is, I've seen this THC, the garbage can alligator capture. Yeah, this is a good video. That's a strong YouTube video. Was there a broadcast today? Yeah. What are the best toys to buy with bronze and remix? I've been mostly just buying mounts. I bought all the mounts I wanted, and now I'm just buying mounts to make number go up. To make mount number go up. Dranos looks a lot better with the beard, but he also looks permanently sad. Is that true? Do I look sad with the beard? I guess it's kind of like it goes down here like a frown. Like the mustache bits. Damn it. Brooding? I don't think I've ever been described as looking brooding before. That's new for me. It brings out your eyes a lot more, and for some reason, it makes you look sad. Huh. Do I have sad eyes? Looking tired in the eyes? Oh, I see. Hmm. Have I ever met Hazelnutty IRL? No. I've watched some of her videos, though. Those are very, very high-quality videos. Can I whisper? You're trying to fall asleep to my stream. I don't think I can promise that. I'm sorry. Where is Dippy? He is in Utah. He is a Utahn. Undo that top button, looking like a mama's boy. Now, if I undo the top button, there's gonna be like an explosion of chest hair that will attack you guys from there. Do you have any big recruits for PC this next tier? Nothing yet. Always recruiting exceptional players, though. What class is going to be my main? No idea. Absolutely no idea. Need to shave chest before Florida? Or you be in trouble? Is that like because of the humidity or something? Utahn? 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 I thought it was Utahn. It was like Utah person. Hot AF, gotcha. I see. I see. When people say they want WoW 2, what do you think people mean when they say that? I'm not even sure that those people know what they want. And if they do, I suspect that any two people saying it probably means something different. But usually they probably mean like they want the game to have, like they want a new game in all the ways that they want it to be different than WoW, but exactly like WoW in all the ways they don't want it to be different from WoW. And they want the graphics to look a lot better, but they also want the performance to be a lot better. Which, those two can improve simultaneously. Obviously it's hard. WoW is already a pretty heavily optimized game, but the graphics are, you know, they are very stylized. I feel like making WoW look better than this would basically just be saying, like, I don't like the graphics style and I want a new style. Like, if you want, like, ultra realism or realism or something. But I feel like those sorts of graphics, I don't know. MMOs with realistic graphics, I have not been impressed with how they've looked. How's the raid been feeling with all the testing? Do you find it harder than a Mirror to Sill tier? Sure, it's a numbers thing, but Brood and Silken Court look rough. Yeah, Brood Twister Ovinax, I suspect that with a good Weakor and path and a map for that boss, it won't be too bad. Silken Court and Kyvexa definitely were rough in testing, but I don't know. A lot of bosses seem really hard in testing, and then you see Echo or Liquid do it, and you're like, oh, right, that's how you're supposed to do that. I was doing something much dumber. Yeah, Kyvexa, I already have a strat in mind that would be much better than what we were testing with. Mostly just what ID was doing in their testing. That looked really good. Do I lose Lux this week or for all classes? I'm switching over to it. Yeah, I don't have it on everything yet. All right, chat. We made it to the 2-hour mark, which I know is not a particularly long stream. But I did start stream kind of late today, and I do need to go to bed so that I can wake up for TGP tomorrow. It's over. We're not overworking. We're not going to make... It's a half overworking stream today. Yeah. Should you join a guild? You ranked up to level 70. You have no idea where to start. Oh, yeah. Guilds are the most fun you can have in WoW. But joining a good one is pretty important. Like... there are a lot of guilds you can join that will just invite anybody. And some of them are cool and some of them aren't. So if you join a guild and like nobody's talking, nobody's logged on, you don't like anybody, leave that guild and join another one. And then at some point you may want to join a guild that is, you know, has some goals or something, you know, for rating, something like that down the line. But for right now, just try and join a guild that has some cool people that you like. All right, chat. Yeah. Have a good night. TY for hanging out. I'll be back. Actually, I will not be back tomorrow, but I will be back on Sunday. Sunday, probably. Unless I am sleepy. GN.